the selfish forces of evil have set their sights on the sacred artifacts of classroom management, wishing to use them for their own dark purposes. With the treasures of mankind at their fingertips, who can find the precious artifacts first and use them for good? It's Indiana Jones! He believes that these artifacts should be used to help teachers with classroom management and that they belong in a museum. Let's follow Indy in the never-ending search for the sacred classroom management artifacts. In the jungles of Malaysia, in a temple long abandoned, Indiana finds his first artifact. It's a mirror. The mirror refers to allowing students to see themselves in the classroom. In other words, setting your classroom up for success, letting it be the fifth teacher. By having students participate in the design of the classroom rules and consequences, students can take an active role in their own learning, behavior management, and community. For instance, at the beginning of the year, have students work together to come up with classroom rules and consequences, and this will ultimately tie them to these expectations. Also, instead of hanging generic posters around the classroom, students should see themselves in the work around them, whether it's a project they did, decoration, or information boards for various units. The students should have a hand in creating them each year. Indiana Jones finds is the Golden Handshake. This represents greeting students at the door for some brief one-on-one time each morning. This is a great way to create bonds with students, but also to gauge their moods and availability for learning each day. Greeting students in a formal way such as this is also a great way to model proper social behavior for their futures. It also shows how adults interact, and it makes them feel special each morning. Fact is a sealed chest. The origins of this chest are as mysterious as it is old. However, its contents are unknown, and that's why it should never be opened. The sealed chest contains the forbidden words, phrases, and actions that we promised never to say or do. We promised never to yell across a room, never to single out students, never to say troubled, never kick students out of our rooms for bad behavior, or miss greeting them at the door. We promise to never take our students' behavior personally and never think that our students aren't worth our time. The fourth artifact that Indiana Jones has found for the museum is the mythical Clock of Kahul. This magical clock places students at their appropriate spaces by the beginning of class, reminds them what is expected at the beginning of each day, and counts down the minutes before we're ready to begin our learning day. In other words, it's a timer with some music to remind students of proper daily rituals that were laid out at the beginning of the school year, and to allow for a smooth transition into the learning day. The fourth artifact that belongs in a museum is perhaps the most valuable. It is the Three Monkeys' Idol. These three monkeys were believed to see no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil. However, Indiana recovered some new inscriptions that translated our understandings of this idol to "Have you eaten? Are you tired? Or have you seen something that hurts you?" These three questions ascertain whether or not a student is available for learning. This is something that we should evaluate daily for our students to find out what can be done to get them available for learning. Maybe a snack, a nap, or possibly something deeper. We never know what our students are going through without asking them, and it's our job to keep them safe. The fact that Indiana Jones finds is the sacred shield of Sir Francis. Legend has it that this shield can deflect even the most offensive behavior. This is an important artifact because we have to remember not to take any behavior personally. Students have so many factors contributing to their moods and learning availability each day, from family life, bullying, and frustrations learning, that any outburst or behavior should never be taken personally. The next artifact that Indiana Jones found were magic beans. Indiana Jones traded some sucker a useless calf for this bag of magic beans because he knew how important they were. Magic beans turn into a beanstalk that reaches to the sky because of growth. A growth mindset means that when an answer is wrong, the brain is activated and learning happens. So without mistakes, we wouldn't learn. Mistakes should not be frowned upon, but rather risk-taking, thinking outside the box, and trying new things should be encouraged. The magic beans also remind us to look up to the high ceiling.
Created using Powtoon.